Hello guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another trends video. Now, this isn't deja vu, you're not dreaming, you didn't imagine me uploading this video just a couple of weeks ago, but I came to you with a fashion forecast video letting you know what was going to be in trend in the fashion world for autumn/winter 2024. Now, I always do these videos and I always select my top 10 and I try and pick what I imagine are going to be the biggest top 10 trends, and I always try and make sure that I include things that are perhaps more wearable and obviously a couple more of the maybe more controversial trends, but anyway, I had so much feedback on that video whereby you guys said you want more, you want to know more than just my favourite top 10, and so many of you mentioned me filming part 2. So that is exactly what I'm here to do, guys. I'm here to sit and give you another, we can't call it top 10, but then saying top 11 to 20 doesn't have the same ring to it, so I'm just going to say 10 trends for autumn winter 2024. So I really hope you enjoy this video, guys. Please don't ask me for a part 3, or maybe do ask me for a part 3, maybe that could be I'll just keep doing these until we get through to winter and then I'll start all over again. But no, in all seriousness guys, I do hope you enjoy this video. Let me know what trends you are really looking forward to. There are some more absolute corkers in this video. Some of these trends I'll definitely be jumping on, so I hope you enjoy them too. But anyway guys, I'm going to jump straight into the video. Let's talk trends. Okay, so up first we have suede. But in particular, we're going to be seeing a lot of suede jackets, bags, more sort of accessories and shoes, but particularly a big emphasis on suede jackets. Now, I love this one. I feel like I can live my inner Gilmore Girl. I feel like it's very Gilmore Girls, it's very Sienna Miller, it's almost very 90s kind of vibe. I feel like you can't really go wrong with this trend. I feel like if you're in the market for a new jacket that will take you through from late summer through the autumn months, I feel like a suede jacket or faux suede may just be your new best friend. And if you are considering maybe a toss-up between wanting a new leather or faux leather jacket versus suede, then I think a lot more people are going to be going for the suede this year. It is a really, really good option for the transitional period, and personally, if I was shopping for one, maybe I might be, I would be sticking to the classic colours, so chocolate browns, your tan brown. I feel like that is a really great colour and a really good asset to your wardrobe in the autumn. It adds that autumn vibe, adds that injection of tan, autumnal colour, and if you are a fan of a capsule wardrobe and you have a neutral wardrobe, then this will just slot so seamlessly into your wardrobe. I really do feel like it's going to be the investment piece of 2024. I've also been seeing a lot of long, almost like trench style coats in the suede material, which I do really, really love as well. Okay, next up, I didn't speak about these in my first video. I actually didn't touch on this subject at all, which is a strange one for me. I usually always include this topic in a trends video, but we didn't touch on jeans. So, if you are wanting to know what is the trendiest jean of, I would actually argue of 2024, because I feel like this was a huge trend throughout the spring as well. But if you are wanting to be super on trend, you want to be trendy Wendy, then the pair of jeans you need in your wardrobe are the barrel leg jeans. Now, before anyone jumps on me, I have seen these being referred to and called lots of different things. I've heard people referring to them as arch jeans, as balloon jeans, as horseshoe jeans, which is a new one. I've never heard of them being referred to as horseshoe jeans before, but yeah. But as you can see by the shape of them here, so usually with the barrel leg jeans, they are high-waisted. They obviously taper out and give you this as the name suggests, barrel-like shape, and then they taper quite sharply in again at the ankle. Now, on face value, these jeans aren't really for me, and I think a lot of people will be put off by the shape, because I think a lot of people will worry about how to wear these. These actually aren't as difficult to wear as you would think. If you were to imagine them as a wide leg pair of jeans, and pair whatever you would pair with a pair of wide leg jeans on top, do the exact same thing with barrel leg jeans, and that is exactly how you style them. As long as you balance out the proportions and the shape, then you're fine. So do not be scared by this trend. If it's something you want to try but you're maybe not sure, that would be my advice for trying this trend. And although this isn't really a trend in itself, if you are going to go for a pair of these, I would suggest getting a really dark wash blue or black, but I personally think a really dark wash of blue will A, be the most wearable, and also make sure you are the most on trend. There has in fact been a 150% increase in searches for barrel leg jeans in just the last 12 months, so they are definitely one to look out for, guys. Personally, for me, I don't know if they're really for me. I think a less trendy, more classic pair of jeans is my personal preference. However, if they look like they're a bit of you, then absolutely go for it. Okay, next up, and I feel like a lot of you are going to really like this one, and that is the return of bag charms. No, we are still in 2024, we have not gone back to the 90s, but we are seeing a huge resurgence in bag charms. Now, personally, I'm not actually surprised by this. I feel like given over the last sort of year or 2 years, there's been a huge movement into more minimalist, more classic, more kind of clean, more minimal dressing. So I feel like it was only a matter of time before I feel like everyone's inner maximalist needs to break out a little bit, and we've been seeing brands such as Chanel, Hermes bringing their own bag charms out, so it's a really good way for adding some personality to your bags. Now, obviously I just mentioned a couple of designers there, but we are seeing them across the board, across the high street, whether they're more sort of affordable or more high-end. We are seeing them everywhere, from initials to lucky numbers, and as I said, I just don't find this a surprise. I feel like this was always going to happen. Trends and fashion, it's a big loop, it goes round and round, and what goes up must come down. So as we have seen this more kind of stripped back look, it doesn't last forever. However, speaking of designers, you may be interested to know that the current bag charm trend actually lends itself from Jane Birkin. I know most of you will have heard the name Birkin, and yes, Birkin as in Hermes Birkin. So she was very famous for her more relaxed and individual approach to luxury. So I really like that this is kind of a nod to the legend that is Jane Birkin. So I really love this trend. I think this is such a fun one, and I almost feel like, I'm not sure whether there is any sort of correlation, but I feel like as this has been a huge year for Taylor Swift and the Eras tour, and you know, the whole sort of women, you know, supporting women and the friendship bracelets, and I almost feel like it's a really great time for women to just let their inner child out, and I kind of feel like this bag charm thing is almost a bit like that. It's very, very cute, and I really love this. Please don't be surprised if you see me rocking a few bag charms on my bags this year, because I just think this is so fun, and I feel like you can really jump on this really inexpensively as well. So yeah, I love this one. Okay, this next one is not going to be particularly groundbreaking, I know. However, don't shoot the messenger, I'm just reporting the trends, and we are, of course, going into autumn, seeing a huge resurgence in check, tweed and argyle. The classic prints, patterns, designs, whatever you want to call them, they are back with a bang, despite the more sort of capsule dressing, perhaps the more plainer looks still very much being in. I feel like for these classic patterns there is always a place, and I love a bit of tweed, I love a bit of check. We are definitely seeing the check come back though, bigger and better than ever. So check jackets, check coats, if you're a fan, you're going to really love this one. I love this. I feel like we obviously see this year on year. As I said, it's not groundbreaking, but it just feels good to know that you can pull out your classic check jacket, your classic tweed blazer, and still very much be on trend in 2024. Okay, next up, something that I missed out in my original video, but I really do feel like I need to include this because, as we all know, I feel like an outfit isn't just about the clothes you wear, it's the overall look and the overall vibe. This is why I like to include things like hairstyles, bags, accessories in these videos. So, one thing I didn't talk about in my last video was jewellery. And I did see a few of you commenting on that video asking me, Alex, what's with jewellery this year? What are we going to be seeing? So, there's actually a lot in terms of the jewellery world, but I'm going to take my top two of what personally I'm seeing more of, and also what I feel like will be the most wearable and what you guys will like. So first up, we have the 80s button earrings. We have been seeing these everywhere in all sorts of colours, designs. You've obviously got your classic gold, but we are actually seeing this in so many cute designs and colours. So whether you like to use your jewellery as an excuse to add a pop of colour to a look, or to be the statement of a look, or whether you just want it to complement your look, there will be a type of earring for everyone. So again, I really love this one. I love jewellery anyway, and especially this sort of statement jewellery, especially when so many especiallys, but especially earrings. I really love what a statement pair of earrings can do to an outfit. So with this kind of revival of the 80s button style earrings coming back, this is such a fun way. Can you imagine how good it's going to look wearing a really chic ultra high neck sweater, hair up in a bun, a messy bun. You have to refer back to my original video to know what I'm talking about. A messy bun and some big button 80s earrings. That is just a vibe. I can't wait for that. But another thing I do have to mention, I'm slipping two in one with this one. I couldn't just mention earrings. I did want to give this a little shout out because I feel like this is something that everyone already has in their wardrobe, but perhaps went a little bit outdated looking over the last couple of years, and that is the long pendant style necklaces. They have been seen everywhere across the catwalk, and I feel like my kind of 14-15-year-old self is so happy because that was honestly the statement part of all of my outfits when I was that age. So I really like this one. I feel like if you're wearing something very plain and you want to just add that accessory that is there, I feel like this is great. But as I mentioned, I feel like most of you guys watching probably hung on to your long pendant necklaces. I know I've probably got a few in the wardrobe, so yeah, I really like that these are now coming back. Okay guys, another one I didn't really mention that much of in my last video, and I feel like I need to. I need to mention shoes. Now, every time I film one of these videos, I like to throw in a little curveball of something that is trending, but perhaps not the most wearable, not the most realistic for every day, and this one is no exception. We are seeing a huge trend of furry shoes. Yes, furry shoes, or textured shoes, whatever you want to call them. But if you want to walk around looking like Bigfoot or a sheep, then this one is definitely for you. Now, personally, I don't know how practical it is. Walking out in the rain, the mud, could you imagine commuting to work? Let's imagine all of you guys that work in London. You imagine going down to the tube station in your cream, fluffy ballet flats, what on earth are they going to look like by the time you get to the office? I have no idea. So let's be honest, this one isn't very realistic. It's definitely more statement. I can definitely imagine perhaps if you have a special occasion, special event, and you want to wear a statement pair of heels that are fluffy. I feel like there's definitely a vibe, but I definitely feel like this is one more for the content creators, the Pinterest girlies. This isn't for your everyday person with a 9-to-5 job that's going out there into the elements and needs shoes that are going to last. So I do feel like we are going to see these a lot, but I think we're going to see these a lot through the lens of social media and more for a vibe, more of an editorial kind of look, rather than a this is what I wear to work on a snowy day kind of vibe. Okay, next up I have to mention accessories, and this one isn't very specific, guys, but this is dedication to belts. We have been seeing, I say we, like I'm one of the personal researchers, I'm definitely not. I'm just including myself by delivering the message, but we have been seeing a huge increase in searches of belts. So I feel like this is going to be a season that you're going to be seeing a lot of the high street stores bringing out their different colours, textures, metals of belts, and we're going to be seeing a lot more incorporated into the outfits. So if you're thinking about, I don't know, a jumper dress or a jacket, don't be surprised if you start seeing the high street retailers styling everything with belts, and we are seeing them in all shapes and sizes. I feel like this is definitely a nod to the Western style theme that we're also going to be seeing that is trending. I feel like belts kind of go hand in hand with that. Also with the suede, as I mentioned at the beginning. So yeah, I'm going to keep it short and sweet, guys, because we all know what belts look like, and it's nothing in particular, but belts. Okay, this next one I have definitely seen creeping into summer, and that is the return of the baby doll skirts and dresses. So this really fun kind of poofy silhouette of the skirt, almost like a balloon skirt, but we're seeing them in the mini form, and you can have them as elaborate as you like or as subtle as you like, but we are seeing them everywhere. So a lot of the dress shapes going into the autumn winter are definitely revolving around this baby doll sort of silhouette. And as I mentioned, as we were seeing it in the summer, we were seeing a lot of these more sort of lightweight cotton linen materials. So as we move into the autumn winter, I feel like we're going to be seeing these in obviously our heavier materials, our wool blend, our knit dresses, leathers, suedes. I feel like if you're a girly girl but you want to have an injection of autumn winter, this is a great trend for you. Me personally, I am barely even a skirt kind of girl, so the baby doll trend isn't really for me. It's not really a shape that I lean towards. However, I have been seeing a lot of the Instagram girlies, the TikTok girlies, absolutely rocking the baby doll skirts, and they just look so good. I love the way they've been styling them. It won't be for me, but yeah, it might be for you, let me know. Next up, trending for the autumn winter are capes. Now when I say capes, we are not talking Superman, superhero capes wrapped around our outfits. We are seeing this cape silhouette creeping in to our coats, jackets, even blazers. I feel like we're going to see a little bit of a journey with this cape trend. I feel like as we enter autumn, we're going to be seeing the capes creeping into the silhouettes of the cropped jackets. So I've already been seeing on websites such as COS a sort of cropped trench cape jacket sort of thing, all rolled into one. So cropped jackets are a trend. Trenches, I mean, they're a classic, so they're always on trend for autumn. But also throwing in this cape style as well. I really like this. But as we then move into the winter time, I feel like we're going to be seeing this evolve into longer coats and jackets, almost like a poncho, to be honest, but more of a sort of heavyweight coat style, which I really, really love. I feel like, for me personally, I can see me leaning more into this trend as we go into the winter. I really like the idea of wearing a more heavyweight, more winter cape coat, because I feel like that with a big scarf, it's so chic and so sophisticated, whereas the cropped jacket cape vibe, I feel like for me looks a little bit too trendy and will perhaps look a bit outdated in a year or two, so that's probably not one for me to hop on, although I do think it's super wearable. I think everyone will look great wearing this trend. For me personally, I feel like this is one that I'll lean into in the winter time. And then finally, the last trend I want to talk about going into the autumn winter are these piled high voluminous outerwear that we are going to be seeing. So we are seeing lots of faux fur, leather, fleece, shearling, but plus size, for want of a better word. We're talking bigger, better, voluminous, rather than sleek silhouettes. It's all about the volume. So think big shoulders, as I said, big shapes, so nipped in waist, big hips, made out of all these materials. I feel like this and the kind of textured shoes that I spoke about earlier, they're all kind of blending into one. It's essentially a huge nod to all of these autumn winter materials, but just bigger and better. It's really hard trying to explain what this trend is, but it was seen everywhere across the catwalk, just these over the top silhouettes. So again, I feel like to make this more wearable, we need to rein it in a little bit and tone it down. Some of these jackets and things on the catwalk, obviously a lot more editorial, but I'm already starting to see little snippets of this creeping into the likes of Massimo Dutti and Zara. I do feel like this is going to be more of a classic with a twist. So a lot of our classic coats and jackets that we're used to seeing, but just bigger with a twist. And that's it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this part 2 of the autumn winter fashion trends. Let me know what trends you guys are loving, and let me know what trends you are going to be leaving just in a little corner over there. There's definitely some that I can't wait to jump on, and yeah, let me know what you're excited for, guys. But I'm going to leave this here. If you did enjoy this video, please do give it a like and leave a cheeky comment, because that really helps me out as well. But as always, guys, I will see you in the next one. Bye.